I almost called.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Today is Friday. Oh, Passion and Purpose Day. And it is, let me see here. It is the 13th of September.
Happy the 13th.
The 13th. 45 years ago, yesterday, I had a child. I was in recovery. Yes, yesterday was my son's birthday and he turned 45. It's like, wow.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you have the natural way, or it wasn't like in home or anything?
No, I went to the hospital.
Mhm.
I went to the hospital. And what was so funny was my cousin was she had come by the house and I was standing there. Before I tell the story, I want y'all to know that I'm Queen Aduni.
Yeah.
I'm Queen Aduni, your host, and my co-host is Lolly Mariah and Plus. Plus is in her belly. So yeah, my cousin came over and I was having these contractions, didn't know it, right? And she had a child. So I was like, I heard, oh gosh, oh. Then we would talk, and I said, whoa, oh, and then she said, girl, you probably going in labor. And then she left.
I want to hear what?
She left me. She went right on with her day. Girl, you probably in labor. And so, and I had started my contractions and stuff, and then my uncle was there, so he took me to the hospital when I surely knew what was going on. And then for about 4 hours later, Mr. Fame was there. I said, oh, 4 hours, oh shoot, I can do this. 4 hours, you hear these stories about 8 hours and 24 hours and all the stuff that you have to do, but yeah. Easy labor, easy labor. We pray over your belly, baby, over your body. Easy labor. And I used to talk to Fame and say, now don't hurt mommy. Don't hurt mommy, okay? So I used to talk to him and and everything. So, but
How did
today,
you come up with his name?
Fame, because that was the name of my company, my production company. It was Fashion, F, Arts in Motion, FAM, featuring the Everetts. I had just started my business, the salon. And so he is, okay. So when we had a big fashion show, hair show, and I lost money and I owed people and all that. And then when his dad was out of town, and when he came in town, I'm telling him what happened and everything, and he wanted to console me. And Fame came out. So I got pregnant with Fame then. So I then named him Fame with an exclamation mark on it behind his name. Yeah.
Okay.
So he is the exclamation of my life. Yeah. So, and then, people used to change their name when they got famous.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just go ahead and give him his name. Up front. So,
Okay.
and that's that story. So how are everyone? Like I said, today is actually, what they say, Friday the 13th. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it on Friday the 13th. All right. So here we are, a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend coming up. How are you, Lolly Lolly?
I'm well. I'm good. It's over here getting everything together. For baby and everything that I gotta do just to be organized and have a space. So yeah, I'm good.
What kind of gifts did you get?
Um, I
Or
got a lot of practical things. So I have a little bedside bassinet that I'll be using downstairs. And I got birds and I did get a NutriBullet for later so I can make my baby food for my baby later. And um I got some babe what is it, the breast milk bags, the nipple creams and everything, and um I got a couple little cute outfits, a couple onesies. I probably could use more. Um yeah, I got a lot of practical things.
Mhm.
I did get a little bouncer, not bouncer, like a not one of the bouncers you put the baby in there, standing bouncer, like the little when they're sitting and it can bounce a little bit. And it's
Yeah.
so I got that.
Is that the
Couple
one
little
that
rolls.
moves, that roll?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, no, no. All the stuff is pretty much newborn stuff. I did get a car seat.
Oh, good.
Um, I do have a stroller. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that attachment, man.
Are you gonna have her in a hospital or have you
Um,
decided?
Yes, I've decided. So it's a little combination of things that's going to happen because birthing centers are beautiful. However, they are not covered by insurance, no matter what type of insurance you have. That's an out-of-pocket cost that I do not currently have.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be able to do a birthing center. A home birth would be nice. That there is a cost that comes with home births as well if you're gonna have a midwife and everything. But I am not currently in a home that I would feel comfortable having a home birth in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to labor as much as possible at home, and then I'm going to head to the hospital to complete the labor. So hopefully I'm not there unnecessarily long, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Regardless of where, because she makes that decision,
Yeah, she does. Exactly.
it will be beautiful. It
Yes.
will be painless. It will be okay. I'm going to remove that word. It's going to be comfortable. How about that? It's going to be comfortable. It's going to be fluid. It's going to be an extraordinary, wonderful experience for all that are there.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
Yes, it will.
It will be.
Are we in agreement, ladies?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, all right. Okay. Well, um, Lolly, you want to go ahead and start?
Sure. I am also going to briefly go on live for a second. This is my way of sharing because I don't always be sharing. Um, Passion and purpose. Okay, let's see. Done. All right, sure. I can go. I got a couple of things to share. It won't take me too long, because the last thing, well, I'll explain it in a second. All right. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Connection, and we are live. Okay. So, Grand Rising Elizabeth. Hello, everybody. I am really excited today because it is Passion and Purpose Friday, of course. And I don't always share, but now I am officially live. I am to share what's going on this Passion and Purpose Friday and what happens. A lot of people don't even know that I do this with y'all. I just, it's just something I do. It's part of my my weekly routine, my daily routine. I just, most people don't even know. So passion and purpose, we're really exploring passion, we're really exploring our purpose, and just understanding how beautiful and powerful that is. Now we already have that inside of us to keep pushing. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept of purpose, of designing our life to be fulfilling, to have the purpose that we are here to accomplish. And I know in the past we've talked a lot about a lot of different things, finding our bliss, finding our sparkle, and understanding what that is, regardless of the things that are happening in our lives. We're using the things around us and the experiences to remind us of those things. We've talked about our goals, realization. We've talked about rumination, which is something that we don't want to do. We don't want to harp on the negative and the why can'ts and the how not and why things aren't happening and all that stuff. So we talked about that. We created a playlist for our motivation, continue on in our passion and purpose. And so now I want to get a little bit more into designing the life that makes, that we, our ideal life, the life of purpose that we talk about all the time. And so part of this designing our life, it's going to be an exercise, which I'm not gonna ask you to actually do the exercise right now, because I will recommend that this is an exercise that you take about an hour to do on your own in quiet, really thinking about this, not just like it's down, like no, like I want you to take some time to yourself and meditation and do that. But explore this deeper kind of concept of a plan. Sorry, this deeper concept of visualizing our lives. And so it's more than just like, oh, one day I'm gonna have this and I'm gonna have that. It's more so this exercise is a a call to action for you to look at your actions and really determine if my actions currently are putting me in the position, the ideal life that I say that I want. So it's really like keeping yourself accountable for what it is that you want, your purpose. So with that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept before I share this video. There is a article that I read, and it was saying, am I dreaming too big? Because a lot of times when we'll say like we'll say, sorry, people are calling me. Okay, a lot of times we'll be like, okay, well, this is what I want. I want to have a fancy car, live in this big old house in this big mansion, and I want this and that. I'm gonna have 57,000 rooms, and I want all of this stuff. And it's not that you're dreaming too big, but realistically, are you willing to put in the actions necessary for that? So if that is your true plan, that is your ideal life, what is it that you are doing? What is the plan that you have? What are the steps that you have, that you are taking to get to that point right now? So it says, how do you know when you're thinking too big? And I know this is kind of controversial because we want to be like, dream big, think big. Yes. And there's more to it than just the dream. Okay. So how do you know when you're thinking too big? Do you have dreams that seem beyond your reach? Here's how to think it through. So he gave this list, and this is his name is Brendan Bouchard. So he gave this list. The first thing on the list was to plan big. He says the problem isn't that people think too big, plan big. So you can dream as big as you want to, but you can't fail to get there. It's like, hey, I want to get across the river. Okay, so what are you going to do to get across the river? Are you going to build a bridge? Are you going to walk over the bridge? Are you going to swim like across the river? I just need to know, like, or you need to know. I don't really care. I mean, I care. I hope you get there, but like, so if you have no goals, you have no growth. So you have to be able to create steps, create these deadlines, and not just wish, not just dream, not just hope, but actually put that action into it. And I know we talk a lot about like there is peace in being still, and then there's peace in the movement. So we're talking about when I'm gonna call it divine movement, or when God tells you to take that step. Now you actually have to. So you could be still like I'm listening. Okay, I got the plan. I got the vision. All right. The vision is only going to take you so far if you're not actually moving within that plan now. So yes. Also, so the next thing on his list, he said, no, the worst case scenario isn't likely. And I'm going to repeat that again. Know that the worst case scenario isn't likely. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you have this dream, this big idea, or whatever, the worst case scenario is not that everything doesn't go as planned. Because in truth, nothing goes exactly how we plan it ever. Because it's everything happens in divine timing. Okay. Maybe the big dream is to get a mansion. You get the mansion, but the mansion is bright pink. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it might not be exactly what it is that you were get there. Okay. But that's not even the worst case scenario, because you still got there. The worst case scenario is it's like everything completely fails, everybody dies off, there's nothing left. Like, that's whatever the worst case could possibly be. That's not likely. That's not likely at all. It's less likely that worst case scenario will happen than the best case scenario will happen, to be honest. So we have to remember that in our minds, that yes, we are dreaming big. Yes, we are creating these plans. Yes, we are like, okay, I am passionate about this. I know that my purpose will include something along this line. So I'm walking on this journey. But it's as long as I'm continuing on this journey and following these footsteps and taking these action steps, there's no way the worst case scenario can happen. Not that bad things won't happen, but you're still getting there. You're still taking those steps forward. Okay. So the third thing he had on that list was think team. Okay, so he says don't let your current circumstances or competencies limit your vision for the future. Other people can help you grow and progress. Sorry. They can strengthen your weaknesses, and always think team, because you need support to achieve anything significant in your life. He says your dream is only too big if you haven't enrolled anyone else in achieving it. So sometimes I even ask myself this question, like, what is my team? Like when I'm thinking about my music and everything, it's like, I need a team. Where is this? If I had this person and that person, this person and that person, that's nice. Our teams might not even look exactly how we want them to look right now. And that's okay too. But it's really incorporating the resources of the people around us. And that might not be money. It might not even be their time. It might just be somebody who happens to give the right encouragement at the right time. It might be somebody who is like the example that you are following, somebody who owns a business that has a similar structure, does art in a similar way that you want to get into. Your team doesn't necessarily have to look like these are the people who are working under me all the time. It could be the influence of the people around you. But if you can think about how that is a resource, we talked about gratitude last week. If we can be grateful for even those people around us, and some of them who will actively be a part of our progress and actively be like, okay, you need help setting this up, I got you. If we can think of that, we can be like, okay, now I can see how I can use this support, use this encouragement, use this physical help, use this quality time, use these things to my advantage, and really achieving this big dream that I have, because this dream also ties into theirs in some capacity. So that think team is a big thing when you're talking about these dreams. Well, who is your team? Do you have a team for this? If your dream is to conquer the world and be a dictator, I don't know, there might be someone who has shared dreams with you and wants you to do that. We see in politics how that looks now. So
Don't look good.
think your team. All right. So the next thing is develop your skill set. Okay, so the last thing is that he says, if you want to move forward with your dream, you must schedule your learning and your growth. What is required to succeed at the next level? What do you need to know Start learning. What do you need to be able to do? Start training. Create your own curriculum and get to learning. Put it on the calendar. And I think that's really important too, because like I gave the metaphor of, I want to get across the river. Okay, so if you're deciding I want to get across the river, and you decide I'm going to use a bridge to get across the river, but that bridge does not exist yet, now we need to learn, how do I create a bridge that can go across the river? So this is the moment where you have to step back, look at your resources, look at your team, look at how you can get more information, and schedule yourself to learn this. Is this really your ideal life? Is this really your dream, your passion? If so, you're going to schedule that time to learn what you need to learn to advance yourself so you can get to the next step. That is, I think a lot of times I can speak for myself, and I can also speak on the experiences I've seen other people go through. A lot of times we get arrogant because it's like, okay, I had this dream, it's just going to happen for me. And it can happen. It can work out. Sometimes things just boop, work out in our favor. We don't got to do nothing about it. It just manifests for us. And that does happen. I'm not saying it won't. I am also saying, though, that it is good to allow ourselves to grow. I mean, in life in general, we're here to grow. We're here to grow and share so that others can grow and share, so that we can really change the karma in our lives and do some beautiful things and really learn about spiritually even where we're at. But anyway, to get back to the point, we need to grow, we need to learn, and we have to be open to training. We do not know everything. Oh, okay, I know how to get across the river. All you need is a bridge and da da da. But do you know how to build that bridge? Have you learned which bricks to use? Do you know if you need nuts and bolts? Can you create some of these things yourselves? Do you know what resources you have in the area to do this? Do you know how much it costs to do this? Have you started creating the funds? Do you know how to fundraise? These are all things to think about that are a part of your plan, but you have to be open to learning. You have to be open to that growth so that you can get across the river. So developing your skill set is that last thing. So when we're thinking about our dreams, dreams are cute, dreams are beautiful, our visions are beautiful, our dreams, our visions are can be the first push. Okay, when we get that download, when we get that, that like this is it, like I'm passionate about this, like I know that this is my purpose, whatever, you can feel that and you're like, yeah, I got it. Okay, cool, 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 cool. And now that you have it, it is time to like take a look at what is my plan now to actualize this vision, to actualize this dream, so that I am really not only just accomplishing things just because, but I also am able to grow. And that's so important when you're talking about purpose, because purpose would not, it was just like everything just comes to me like, I want money, here's money in my hand. No, purpose is something that is fulfilled, something that you see. It doesn't have to be struggle. I'm not saying it always has to be struggle, but it's something that over time you're able to appreciate because you see what it takes to get there, and others can see that too, so that it can be utilized for their life and their life story. So I said all of that to say, let's get into designing our lives. What does that look like? And I wanted to share that first because when we do this this activity on your own, when you do this exercise, I don't want it to be surface level, like I want a big house and a big car and $1,000 a day and whatever, like just keeping it simple. I want us to really dive into like, this is my ideal life looks like this. On a Monday, I wake up and I do blah, blah, blah. I have this amount in my bank account. I do this multiple times a year. I blah, blah, blah. I do this, I do that, I do that, I do that. And then after you write it all out, after you really get specific about this vision, of course, you think about your actions and what it would take to have that in your life. Because if it comes to you, good. But if it doesn't just naturally just pop for you and happen for you, then that means there's some there are some action steps we need to take, and some growth that needs to be done, some things we need to do on our end to allow for some of that to happen. So I want us to think about what it would take to have that, what it would look like to have that, and then also what does it look like now? Because if we are saying, I want a fancy car that I drive all the time, but my daily routine looks like I sleep in till 2 o'clock, and then I eat some food, and then I play a game, and then I go to sleep again. Then what are you doing to fulfill your purpose, to even fulfill this ideal life that you're speaking of? That's not how you get a car. I mean, I maybe, maybe you're a paid gamer. That would make sense then, but that's not how it typically works. So I do have this video that explains a little bit more in detail about his learning about this um activity, this exercise, and then also he shares really liked how he shared his. It was very in depth. And he did his in the car, he said, and then he wrote it down later. He recorded it on this app that he created. I'll let him explain it. But I'm going to share this video. It's less than 7 minutes. So it'll allow you for you to think about kind of how you want to approach it. And then I would love for y'all to do the exercise without being rushed in this space on your own. And I would love if anybody wants to share back next week just about what they've discovered, about their actions, about their vision, about whatever. I would love to hear it. So I'm going to share that if that is okay with y'all. Cool. Okay. Sharing, share sound. All right, here we go.
So it is currently 11:15 p.m. I listened to this conversation on my way home from visiting my mum and grandma. There was an interesting idea in it that I wanted to share with y'all. And exercise that you can use to help design a life that you will truly love. Now, this is a conversation on a somewhat obscure YouTube channel, which is very good, so you should subscribe to it, by a chap called Michael Carnjana-Prakorn, who is the ex-founder of Skillshare, who I think sold Skillshare for a stupid amount of money. And he's interviewing a guy called Kevin Dahlstrom, and Kevin Dahlstrom is a 4 times founder, 3 times chief marketing officer, an investor in over 55 companies. He also pursues rock climbing at an elite level, all while prioritizing his family. So I love learning from people that are succeeding across all fronts, not just on the work front. And Michael says that Kevin Dahlstrom might be the most balanced person I've ever met. And he says all of this is only possible because of his ideal end state exercise. This ideal end state exercise apparently aligns your actions with your true desires and allows you to design a life that you never need to escape.
I've gone through this exercise with dozens of people, like everybody from like college kids all the way up to literally like billionaire business people. And I call it the ideal end state exercise. And it's a very simple exercise, but it's incredibly powerful. Literally, you make a bulleted list of, if you could have your ideal life, what would it look like? And you should be very specific around like who you're around, what you're doing, how you're feeling. Every time I've gone through this exercise with someone, it really highlights the inconsistencies between what they say they want and their actions. And often it's like pretty big inconsistencies, right? So the example that I like to use is, let's say you're a young person and you just bought a fancy car, right? You bought a Porsche 911 or something, but on your list, it doesn't say drive a fancy car. Well, that begs the question, are you being honest about what you really want, or are your actions not aligning with what you want? Because the truth is, if driving a fancy car isn't on your list, but you own one, that's probably keeping you from doing the things you really want. It's a very easy trap to fall into, because often what happens is we kind of go with the flow. Like not really what we want. We just sort of go along with it. It only takes like an hour, probably 100 people come back to me and say, wow, this was such a powerful exercise.
And I actually did the exercise in the car. I recorded it on VoicePal, which is the app that me and my business partner are building, where you essentially speak into the app and then it turns your stream of consciousness into a rough first draft. And so we're going to sort of do this exercise for me, and then I'm going to kind of talk through it. Would really recommend you to actually do this ideal end state exercise. So please do pause this video now. Build this particular exercise, which I think is actually really helpful. So the ideal end state exercise. What is the sort of life that you would design if you could design whatever life you wanted? So this is the sort of stuff that I've written on my ideal end state, like bullet point list. Freedom to do whatever work I want with whomever I want and whenever I want. 4 kids, big family home, open door policy, friends and family always coming over, 2 to 3 guest rooms, private chef and housekeeper. Health is in amazing shape. I gym whenever I feel like it. I play sports every day with friends. I go on long walks, maybe do yoga. I have a deep, loving, intimate relationship with my future wife. We do relationships and couples retreats 1 to 2 times a year. I travel whenever I want, always flying business and first class. Question mark, private jet, lol. Although that's like a radically different level of wealth than I currently am, or I suspect will ever be. But there are very, very rich people I know who say that having a private jet is actually really nice because it gives you freedom of movement. It means you can visit friends and family at a moment's notice, and it's just super cool. But like, I suspect that's why it's a question mark, and that's why I'd quite like to get a Porsche Taycan. That's my dream car at the moment. I'd like to write books every few years whenever I want to explore an interesting question. I have a writing buddy, I have a low barrier to publishing, and I'm not stressing out about marketing and performance of these books. I have an office and co-working space which is walkable from home, with a team that I work with in real life, and a YouTube and podcast studio attached to the thing, and an event space where students of my courses and people that I know and stuff can hang out. We can do events and live events and things. My friends are visiting all the time. I organize an annual ski trip and surf trip and cruise maybe with friends and family where I organize and pay for everything. That would be nice if I had enough money to do that. I have regular music jam sessions with friends where we do singing and songwriting and producing songs. I continue filming videos, but only when I feel like it, like videos like this one, which is partly why I'm filming this video, because I'm like, oh, I feel like sharing this thing. Don't really care how this video is going to perform. I'm sharing it in the hope that some people will do this exercise. Continue filming videos, but only when I feel like it, and have a business holding company with a portfolio of small profitable businesses that's making 10 million plus profit a year. Oh yeah, I've also recently taken the 10% pledge. As a business, we are donating 10% of our profits to effective charities every year, so that's a thing that's on the list. And with a view to doing more philanthropy type stuff over time as I get older. And also, I'd really love to do live events. I'm highly inspired by the sort of setup that people like Tony Robbins have, and I just love the idea of kind of hosting like a productivity weekend seminar, or doing like a one-man stage show, sort of like Jay Shetty's stage show meets Darren Brown, where I combine like my interest in magic and music and mentalism and mind reading with some like personal development-y stuff. That would be super cool to have a stage show like that, and to develop it and build it and have a director for it and make it really sick and be able to tour around the world doing this sort of stage show. So this is the sort of stuff that I came up with when I came across the exercise and I did the exercise. Now, I've done exercises like this in the past, but I've never just what does your ideal Tuesday look like? And what does an ideal Sunday look like? But I just really like all of these sorts of journaling prompts that get at this question of what is the life you actually want? Life however you would like. What would be in it and what wouldn't be in it? And then once you do an exercise like this, essentially the idea is that you look at what your life is like currently, and you look at this future ideal end state that you're trying to get to, and you figure out, okay, cool, are the actions I'm taking aligned with eventually getting me to this sort of place? And if they're not, like, either it's worth changing the goal or the thing that you actually want, or it's worth changing the actions that you're taking to potentially get there. Because if you're taking actions that are not getting you to the goal you want, then, I don't know, you're just shafting yourself, I reckon. Oh, by the way, in case you've not yet subscribed to Life Notes, you might like to. It is a completely free weekly-ish email that I send, and it contains the notes that I'm taking throughout life. So notes from books that I've read, podcasts I've listened to, videos I've watched, conversations I've had, experiences I've had, and I condense all that stuff into an email that I send to my subscribers once a week. It is completely free. If you think it's terrible, you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There'll be a link down below. So yeah, that's it for this video. Pretty chill one. I'd recommend listening to this podcast. I'll put a link down below. And if you do this exercise, I would love it if you would email me. My email address is ali@aliabdal.com. I love getting emails from people in the audience, especially when they're thoughtful. And so if you've watched this video and you've done this exercise, either leave a comment down below or drop me an email if you'd like to keep it private. So yeah, it is now 11:32 and it's way past my bedtime, but I hope it was useful that I shared this exercise, and I hope that some of you, if you're watching this, you might actually do the exercise, and I hope it'll add value to your life in the same way that it has done for mine. If you're interested in a more deeper dive on how to design your life, you might like to check out this little 3-part playlist over here somewhere. This is a 3-set series of videos where you figure out roughly where you want to go and where you are, and goals and actions and plans and systems and stuff to get there. And people who've gone through that series have said that it's given them a lot of clarity on what they want to do with their life. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. Let's get some. I have some thoughts, but let's get some feedback from others. What did you think about the video? Anything stood out to you? Is this an exercise you've done before? Let's talk about it.
Go ahead, Lakeisha. I know you're on mute, baby. Watch your driving.
All right, now can you hear me?
Yes.
So I thought that was, very amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Lolly, I just got to say, girl, you are super fly, girl. You are powerful.
Yes.
Thank
That was
you.
some really good stuff. Yeah, I've done something similar, to that. I think that was absolutely amazing to be able to talk it out to yourself, like out loud, and speak what it is that you want. And I think what's even more powerful, I don't know if he was actually recording himself. That I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do, because there's power in recording the things that you want and then plan it on repeat, at night or whenever you're comfortable. Record what it is, like your I am affirmations, how powerful you are. Like the things that you want, they said when you hear it in your own voice, it's so much more powerful to do that. So to be able to say, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, and to be detailed about it is absolutely amazing. Another thing that you were saying earlier about your vision and when things come up, I've learned to keep a
You froze.
It was getting good too.
Yeah, right. Like, I hope it continues from that point.
yes, let me write that down, because sometimes you get these thoughts and you're like, oh man, you forgot the thought. So to have a pen and paper around whenever you're doing your think tank to yourself, I think that's really powerful. But I thought that was really, really good, and I am going to do the exercise.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Be detailed, and I'm going to record me while I'm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know who this guy is, but he really, I can just ditto what he said for my life. Everything he said was yes, even when he went into the music and the, and all of that in the and just yeah. But and so I'm glad that we have it recorded here, but maybe you can put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put the link to that video.
WhatsApp. Yeah, in the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And,
I'll put the link there.
okay, and then yeah, because he gave a good example, and then I can, just burst from there, and it's so perfect in the timing of it, Lolly, and you bringing it to us because that's just where I'm at right now. But something I was, yeah, anyway, because my days right now is about zooming in.
Right.
Zooming in and releasing that it sounds good, it's wonderful, it's even exciting, but does it take me off of my main purpose, my main goal, or does it have me over here doing this and over here doing that, and which is all good, but I need to really zero in. And so you playing that really is really beneficial. That's helpful. So yes, I will be doing that throughout the week, and probably sharing it probably as well. You also gave clarity on passion and purpose, because I have I've been seeing what each part is going to bring the wholeness of what Elizabeth does in helping others and helping ourselves. And that each show is providing a certain thing that helps the balance of us as a human being. Okay. So passion and purpose, you know, when what you were saying, it is about knowing what your passion is and your purpose, and zeroing in your mind and your heart. And that's what I believe we bring to the table, you know, week is the conversation of what are you talking about, and who are you being, and all of that. That is that passion and purpose, and understanding you know what that is, you know, knowing what your purpose is and your passion.
Yeah.
And so this exercise is going to really bring some clarity to that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, dear.
No problem. I was just inspired by that.
Yeah.
That because it's like we talk about our dreams and our goals and you know things we're passionate about all the time. And so really like how do we anchor down and like really like drive this purpose that we have now. And that's something that when I came across that video, I was like, oh yeah, I like this. One, because clearly he's a creative.
Yeah.
So it was like you were saying, it mirrored a lot of our stories, a lot of the things we want to do or have or see for ourselves. But also it was just the way that he was able to share just everything that, you know, he was able to realize for himself. And even he had shared the piece of the video from somebody he watched from a different page and talking about how like there's a student who like who down his ideal life, and in his ideal life there was nothing there about having some fancy car. But even still though, this dude was driving this fancy car. And it's like, and he was like, that can hinder what it is that you're actually trying to do, that you actually want to accomplish. And it could be if I'm spending $100,000 on a car that really does not fulfill my purpose in life. Really, I'm not passionate about. I just am wasting money just because it looks good to society that I have this fancy car.
Right. And you could have went to some seminar or some class that's going to forward your game in what you whatever your game is.
Whatever it is. You could have bought a property, you could have had your business, you could have got more merch, you could have whatever it is he's doing, that money could be allocated to something else, and he could have a nice little, you know, a nice car, he could, or a Toyota. It don't matter. But that wasn't even in his plan. And I like that he gave that top down example instead of the bottom up example, because I know for us, I don't want it to seem limiting. Like, okay, well, I want a big car, but let's be realistic. We might only have a little Camry. That's not, I don't want that to be the approach either. I want us to think like there are some things that we do that are just superfluous and unnecessary, that are not aligned with what we're actually doing, what our actual purpose is. And we're just doing it because it seems like maybe it makes sense. Yeah. And we have to really assess, does it make sense? Is this action, is this thing that we're doing an alignment with our purpose? And are we even passionate about it? Because for one, if we have no passion for it whatsoever,
why?
That might give a little bit of a clue about, you know, if it's aligned with, and not to say there are things that we're going to have to do as we walk in our purpose that we're like, oh, do I have to do this right now? I get that. But there are certain things that are like, you know, if it's becoming baggage and you're not passionate about it, but you just happen to be doing it, it just happens to be here, that could give you some insight on if this actually is aligned with your purpose. Yeah. So I really like that video. I hope y'all are able to take that and work with it. I like that his little, he watched his video, listened to it, and quickly he wrote that, and he was like, oh, I gotta make this video because this is important to me. He made this video, and now we're having this conversation about it. And who knows how many other people are having this conversation, how many people heard his visualizations for his life, how many people are joining his team, like I said, of either physical laborers that help him or encouragement along the way. We don't know how many people are affected and impacted by the fact that he decided that I'm going to listen to this, I'm going to take it seriously, I'm going to walk my purpose, and I'm going to share it. So I hope that we are able to do the same. And with all that being said, I'm done. I'm complete for today. Thank you. Oh my goodness, the time is basically up. I am so sorry. I didn't even realize.
Well, are you still live on your whatever
I am.
you're on? Okay, you want to tell them how they can join Elizabeth?
Yes. Okay, y'all. So we are live on Instagram, but we are also live right now on Zoom with Grand Rising Elizabeth. So every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., we have these wonderful eye-opening, mind-opening, health-opening, wellness-opening conversations that you can really benefit from. It is not exclusive to only women. We just happen to be some powerhouse women in this building. Okay. Elizabeth, as we call it. Okay. So yes, every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You don't have to do anything fancy. You know, we would love to see your face and love to hear you talk. But even if you wanted to hop in, you can hop in on Zoom. I will make sure, if you want to DM me, I can make sure that you have the sign in link and everything so that you can join us there. But Grand Rising Elizabeth, Monday through Friday, join us for some really great conversations from our tech. We have our tech. What is Monday is called? What's Monday? Monday is
Millionaire Mindset with the
Millionaire Mindset Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. And we have a focus on a lot of the social media and tech and all of that. Millionaire Mindset Monday. That's really important. Social media is big. And if you've seen, a lot of people have been doing well from social media. So you get a lot of insight about that. Tuesday, we have our no, not Transformation Tuesday. It's Health and Wellness Tuesday, but is it a different name?
No,
okay.
Health and Wellness.
Health and Wellness Tuesdays. And when I tell you, we go in on those conversations. I feel like I always have appointments, so I've been missing the past few Tuesdays. But there's all this conversation on healthy eating and everything else that I feel like a lot of us need to hear. So make sure on Tuesdays you tap in and take a listen to that conversation, join in. Sometimes there's guests and everything, so do that. Wednesdays, okay. Was it Wealth Wednesdays?
Wealth Building Wednesday.
Wealth Building Wednesdays. Wealth Building Wednesdays. Where you have none other than Madam Finance, Lakeisha LeGrand. When I tell you, okay, look, y'all see all these people in like Forbes and like in all these different places. I'm telling you, this is like the next upcoming billionaire. I'm telling you, right in the city. You don't, she's so slept on right now, but like she's doing a whole bunch of big ones in the background. You don't even know. I promise you, you should join in on Wednesdays. She has a lot to share. She has wonderful guests coming in as well, all about wealth consciousness and wealth building. So if you want to get into your business, the business of your business, not just like, oh, I got an LLC. Like you want to get deeper into the business of the business in different ways to have some wealth to share, some generational wealth, make sure you come on Wednesdays. Thursdays, of course, we have creativity. You got to get creative, okay, y'all? You got to get creative. You got to do some art, okay? So listen, Mama Evelyn is there with the crafts and the ideas and everything. So make sure you tap in with that. And if you're an artist, you should definitely tap in so you can be highlighted as well, you know? So we love the arts, and we love how it connects with our purpose and our passion, which brings us to Friday. Friday is Passion and Purpose Friday, and that's today. So I rarely ever go live. I don't think I've ever gone live to do it. And I don't always post it because it was just like I said before, this was just it was not just, but it was something that just was a part of my routine. It was like allowed me to like learn and grow and commune and talk about passion and purpose and all of that, and it was great, and it was just for me. Okay, I'm working on sharing. Okay, I'm working on sharing.
My grandson said, share. You have to
Yes.
share.
Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So I'm working on sharing because I do care. And I think that you all could learn a lot from what I am also learning and sharing as well. So we're there. So that's Monday through Friday. Every day there's something, okay? And on the weekend, you take a little breaky break, do your own thing, do your own meditations, your own studying, and come back ready to talk again on Monday. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up so that y'all can be back on Monday. DM me if you're interested. I'll send you the information so that you can join us on Zoom. And that's a wrap. Bye, y'all.
All right. Well, we want to just close out the way, and that ends is give yourself a really big hug and kiss on your arm. Love yourself. And then hug the whole world, because the whole world needs some hugs, especially all that political stuff going on. Hugs, hugs, hugs. And then sprinkle wisdom and love and peace and caring and health and wealth and fun and friendship.
Yes.
I love you all and have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.
Peace out. Love you all.